Hey YouTube, I'm David.
And I'm Jer.
And we're the
Fragrance Bros.
Coming at you this time.
All-time high.
This time with another review, this time on Tom Ford's Tuscan leather.
Tuscan leather. Say it with care. Don't you dare abominate that name.
Yes.
Tuscan leather.
Don't tread on me.
That's right.
Anyway.
Joke Boston, our international fans.
That's right. That's right. Excuse me for coughing. I'm coming over it. I'm overcoming a little cold here.
That sounds like it.
Yeah. They introduced was 2007.
All right.
It's classified as a Chypre according to Tom Ford, but I'm not sure why.
Okay.
Notes are saffron, raspberry, thyme, olibanum, jasmine, leather, black suede, and amberwood. Mm-hmm. What'd you get out of longevity on this?
I got excellent longevity. It was getting close to beast, but not quite. So I think I probably got about 10 to 12 hours.
Okay.
And it was funny because it kind of, after about 8 hours, it kind of died down.
Mm-hmm.
But then it kept popping its head back up.
Yeah.
Like at the 10, 12 hour mark, I would just be doing stuff at home like at night. And it would just hit me again. And it was awesome. So
yeah.
It's a very unique fragrance in that way. Not many do that for me.
To me, I think I got beast.
Should I do it?
It was pretty, do it.
Beast mode!
I went, God, man,
jeez. I'll distract him while you just completely.
All right, yeah. Dazzle him with your wit and charm. Anyway, I got beast longevity. Like, I wore this one day, started wearing it about the middle of the day, and wore it all through the night, and went to sleep, woke up in the morning, could still smell it. Didn't spray my clothes. That's just on skin.
Good gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would dare say that's beast.
That is beast. It qualifies.
Yeah.
Mother.
Which that also leads into projection. What'd you get in projection?
It was kind of hard for me to gauge, to be honest. But I asked my wife to come smell it at one point because she was, like in another room. And she got close, like right here, and I was trying to point out to her where on my neck it was. And she's like, oh, no, I can tell. It's like everywhere. Yeah. So I think it probably was pretty excellent projection. Yeah. Which kind of surprised me, honestly, because I would not guess that leather was that much of a projection beast. You know what I mean? Like, when you think about leather, usually you got to get kind of close to leather to get that leather smell. Yeah. But this stuff is getting out there, son. Yeah.
I would say, for me, it was probably beast as well.
Beast! Okay.
And the only reason I say that is because we tested this with a 2 ml sprayer.
Yes.
And I only need 2 sprays.
Yeah.
And I was set.
Yeah, dude.
For 2 sprays. And those things don't spray out that much.
Right, not like the actual bottle would.
Yeah. And now, 5 ml spray out a lot.
Yeah.
And for samples. And this was a 2 ml. That sprays about half as much. Yeah. And so I just spray once in the front, once in the back.
Good to go, son.
Good to go, man. So I would say that was beast. And also, I have to take something back on Tobacco Vanille. Okay. Because since then, I have tried it even more. Mm-hmm. And on that one, I think I said that the projection was average. Okay. I was dead wrong on that. Because on Tobacco Vanille, projection on me is beast. One spray, I'm set.
One spray?
One spray.
On projection or longevity?
On projection.
Okay, wow.
Longevity, I said it was beast, and I would say that too. But one spray. Yeah. And to put that into perspective, I wear 3 sprays of Amen.
Wow, that's saying something right there. You're right. Tobacco Vanille, it hangs on, son. When I spray it, I smell it all day. Yeah. For better, for worse, and it's for better for me. But all day, son. Yeah. That's a commitment.
I think the same is true with Tuscan leather for me.
Tom Ford's
from the limited amount we've tried it.
Yeah.
Season, I would probably say this is fall and winter. Mm-hmm. Maybe spring. Maybe like a cool spring night. Yeah. I think this is best for night, but I think it works in the day, especially in colder days.
Yeah. I think, we've only worn it in cold weather, but it's got a strength and a projection and a thicker quality that to me is synonymous with the cold weather. Yeah. And also synonymous with nighttime. Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly. It has kind of that, like when I think of day scents, I usually think of scents that are lighter. Yeah. And they don't attract a lot of attention, but they smell nice. Yeah. And then night scents, I usually think I want to get someone's attention.
Yeah.
You know, or something like that.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to go out with a lady or a man or
Right.
something like that. You want a scent that's going to be
Yeah.
like that. So I think this is like that.
It's kind of funny because I have a hard time thinking of a predominantly daytime fragrance that's good for the cold weather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like most of them, if they're good for the cold weather, they got the heaviness that tends to go with the nighttime.
Yeah.
So it's either got to be cold weather universal or cold weather night. I never really think about something that's really good during the daytime.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have to look into that.
Challenge extended.
That's right. Challenge accepted. Anyway.
We love
see.
meat base.
That's right. That's right.
We do.
Purpose. I would say this is definitely formal and great on a date. And I would say that you could wear this casually if you're rich.
Yeah, I mean it's way more formal than anything
Yeah.
else. But I feel like this could be a signature scent for a very specific kind of person.
Yeah.
And he would have to be like a combination classy bad A. You know what I mean? Like I know we talked about
Like Indiana Jones.
Yeah. I let one of my friends at work smell this, and it said it reminded her of the Dos Equis guy.
I can see that too.
We mentioned that one for Pan
Pan
1270, but I think to me this is more fitting. This
Yeah.
is like, I imagine him smelling like this.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I can see that same thing.
Yeah.
But I'll have to explain why whenever I explain what I get out of it. But
Okay.
there's some things I get out of that remind me of him. I can totally see that as well.
Yeah.
I think probably the Dos Equis guy would probably, you know, he probably has all the colognes in the world.
That's right.
But
That's right.
You know.
And they all vie to be on his body.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, I could definitely see that. What does this remind you of?
At first smell, it reminds me of a very high quality leather jacket.
Yeah.
And the inside of the leather jacket, not the outside.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense to anybody.
Yeah.
Not the actual leather on the outside, but that lining on the inside. It's very thick. It almost has some. It's got an earthy quality to it. I almost smell like some. It makes me think of peanuts a little bit.
Okay.
Not in a bad way. The oud in there is low. It stays beneath the surface.
Yeah.
And I don't usually like oud very
Yeah.
much. I like it in this one. It works in this one for me. And I really like Dirty English, but I think this is like Dirty English's wet dream to be Tuscan leather.
I totally agree
You know?
because if you were to compare a fragrance to Tuscan leather, Dirty English is the only comparison.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're totally right. This is so much better than Dirty English. Dirty English isn't bad.
No.
But what I don't like about Dirty English is there's too much oud
Yeah.
in it. And this one, you could definitely smell the oud in Tuscan leather, but it's pulled back. And
Yeah.
I think there's more leather in this than in Dirty English.
Totally. When you smell Dirty English, you get you smell the leather, but there's something sharp,
Yeah.
like in the forefront. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I like. I really like Dirty English. But if you take that sharpness out and ramp up the leather and give some better stuff underneath, like the raspberry,
Yeah.
then you get Tuscan leather. And to me, it's like a full. I don't drink much liquor, but when somebody talks about like a full-bodied alcohol, that's what the image I get. It's very full-bodied fragrance.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I think this has the most wow factor of the Tom Ford line that I've tried so far.
Okay.
Like when we first smelled them, I remember you came over to my house and I let you smell the whole bottle.
Yeah.
When we both smelled Tuscan leather, we were like, ooh, you know.
Oh, dude!
Yeah. Now, the whole line is really good.
Yeah.
And from what we smelled, we liked almost all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, like, just jumped. It's really unique.
It really is.
And to me, it has like I said, it just has that wow factor whenever you first smell it. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And whenever you wear it, still has that wow factor.
Yeah.
To me, this reminds me a lot of like a lounge with leather sofas
Yes.
and cigar smoke in the air.
Totally.
That's what I get out of it.
Good
I mean,
call.
like if you were to paint a word picture, which I don't like to do that a lot, but
Yeah.
that's what that reminds me of. To me, there's actually more smokiness in this than in Tobacco Vanille. I think so.
Okay.
And this type of smoke, like a cigar smoke,
Yeah.
whereas some people have said that they get like cigarette smoke out of Tobacco Vanille. I don't get that.
I don't either.
Maybe pipe smoke, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. At the top, when you smell it, I get a lot of leather, like a really rich leather, and some oud in there,
Yeah.
and then that raspberry.
Yeah.
And then once that dries down, the leather tones down a little bit,
Yeah.
the oud tones down a little bit, and you can smell more of the raspberry. So the raspberry kind of stays the same.
Yeah.
And then I smelled the floral, the flowers coming up.
Yeah.
Because when I first smelled it, I thought, there's no way there's flowers in this.
Yeah.
And when I saw that this is marketed as a unisex fragrance, I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
But then when it dried down, I was like, oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Because to me, this kind of starts off manly, and then when it dries down, it gets kind of feminine. But not. I would say that I think it's masculine, but I can see women liking the top.
Yeah.
And then I say it's feminine in the dry down, but it's not like a pure woman's fragrance. So to me, this is a perfect chameleon for like a unisex fragrance.
Yeah.
Because I've talked to both men and women, and they both think it's like a men or a women's fragrance. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
See, to me, it's the opening is like all leather, like you said.
Yeah.
In the dry down, like you can get some of the flowers. To me, it almost smelled chocolatey in the dry down.
I got a little chocolate every once in a while.
Which was weird to me, and it really caught me off guard. It really surprised me that this fragrance changed as much as it did.
Yeah.
Throughout the life. I did not expect it. I expected it to be leather.
Yeah.
All day long. But it really changed a lot. And to me, though, the leather is very strong and potent, and it lasts a long time.
Yeah.
Like, the opening was like, for me, it was like almost 4 hours.
Wow.
It lasted, that leather was like, well, maybe the opening to the mid, but it was really leathery for like 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
And that chocolatey, flowery thing came in like the last 2 or so.
Yeah.
So to me, there's too much time of the masculine span for this to work as a women's fragrance.
Okay.
I know it's marketed that way and people will disagree, but to me, you're going to spend a lot more time smelling like a man than you do a woman if you put this on.
Yeah.
But one thing I think about this fragrance is, let's say that you had planned like an afternoon and evening with a woman.
Yeah.
And you sprayed it on, let's say midday. Okay, you smell like a man. You smell like a man's man with leather. And then as the evening comes and it gets time to go home and be intimate, you kind of start drying down and getting like, a little flower, raspberry, chocolatey for like a close time. I think it has a good transition. It could be a very good sensual date scent.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that the way it dries down really is kind of sensual.
Yeah.
Because it kind of does kind of invite you to kind of get closer and smell the skin or whatever. Because it's not as harsh. And I say harsh. The top isn't harsh to me, but it's just tough. I would say.
Yeah.
I would say that the top is kind of tough and then it softens up.
Yes.
Kind of like leather.
Hey!
Over time.
Well done. Yeah. Yeah.
But I also have to say too that that raspberry is perfect.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful use of raspberry.
Yeah. And it's not too much. It just gives kind of a semi-sweet little thing in there. And it's brilliant because you would think that raspberry would overpower like any other fragrance because of its fruity notes. But you have to look for it to be there. And then you find it. But it's there.
I don't think if you didn't know the notes going in, you wouldn't know it was raspberry.
Yeah.
You would pick up the sweetness.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that smoke, if I'm not mistaken, olibanum is the same as frankincense.
Okay.
And I think that's what's giving the smoky feel to it.
Okay.
Is, the frankincense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it could be wrong.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Yeah, this is, it's kind of backwards in a way because when it, usually you get flowers up front and then dries down leathery in most other fragrances because leather is used as the base note. This is kind of backwards.
It really is.
Which is really cool.
It's really kind of intoxicating.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, I wore it and I was like, I want to wear this again. I can't wait to go through this progression again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. This scent it's rich and smoky, semi-sweet, and a little floral and herbal. I know some people get more thyme and more herbs out of this than leather. I know Dan, he said he didn't smell any leather at first, which I totally smell leather. So I don't know. Maybe it's just his skin or something. I'm not sure.
Sure.
Let's see.
I think this fragrance. Go ahead and keep reading. I think the fragrance is. My understanding is that the private blend is made for layering.
Yeah.
Layering together specifically, and I think this is a really good one for layering. I mean, it stands great on its own. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think it could be very interesting to see that kind of prominent leather note paired together with something else in the line. I don't know which ones would be best, but I want to try it though. It sounds great.
I wonder if that would go really well with tobacco vanilla as a layer.
Not
really sure.
You can find out.
Yeah.
I would think that Noir de Noir would be good with leather. Or
Yeah.
maybe even Italian cypress with some woods and some leather. It seemed like natural matches to me, but we got to try it out though.
Yeah. This scent exudes class and sophistication, like almost no other scent I've ever smelled.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think, like you said, the Dos Equis guy.
Yeah.
To me, whenever I see him, he's like the spokesman for class.
Yeah.
And so I can agree with that. And I think why it kind of reminds me of him as well is that cigar smoke.
Yeah.
I totally see him being like, a cigar man.
Right. Yeah.
And the only complaint I have about this is that of the same thing that I love about it is that it smells like cigar smoke. So that can be a turnoff to some people, and you probably don't want to wear that around some people.
Yeah.
Like I think, like we go to church. I wouldn't want to wear this to church for that reason. Like I don't want to smell like smoke around certain people. I wouldn't want to smell like smoke if I was a professional, like if I was a doctor, or I want to make a good impression, so I want to wear something else that's classy. Yeah, not like that. But
it's a different kind of classy than It's not suit classy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. I'm looking to make a good first impression for business purposes. Classy.
Right.
It's more like I'm with a woman or a group of friends, and that kind of classy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different.
Totally right. I think this is another masterpiece from Tom Ford.
Yeah. This thing it's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Did you get any compliments from this?
No, I didn't. My wife did not love it, and my other friend at work did not love it. I can't really understand why. And they couldn't really give me a good reason why.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I want to own it and wear it. And it doesn't really matter to me what other people think. I'm going to keep wearing it because this, to me, like you put it right, is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It is so well done, so well crafted. It's awesome.
Yeah, it really, really is.
I didn't get any compliments though, no.
My wife likes it. I have to wear it around her some more, but I think she really likes it.
Yeah.
And I didn't wear it enough to solicit other people's opinions of it, or even get unsolicited opinions of it. So, but I think, especially if you want to wear something that you love, then I would go with this.
Yeah.
But I do think that other people would like this.
I think so too. Yeah.
Because it's unique and because it's really luxurious and rich smelling. So
you're probably not going to have something else like this in your collection.
No, not even close.
It's a standalone.
Yeah. Bang for buck, it is $265 for a 3.4 ounce, $195 for a 1.7 ounce. To me, I say this is really unique, and it smells expensive.
Yeah.
And unique.
Yeah.
So I would say if it smells expensive, to me this is worth the bang for buck.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind paying dirty English prices for this, of course, but, and I would love to pay less than what they're asking for.
Yeah.
But I think it's I think it's worth every penny.
Yeah. It's we've said this before. There's a different standard for bang for buck and designer in the niche realm.
Yeah.
So you can't really assess this at the designer level. As far as niche goes, I think that the quality is outstanding. It's very unique, and you probably won't wear it that often unless you are that guy.
Yeah.
So in that respect, I think it's a good bang for the buck.
Yeah.
I think that it's I'm probably going to feel this way about all the Tom Ford line. I feel like they're best tried on a split because you can get 50 mil, for much less than you would pay for a retail bottle and try it out.
Yeah.
Or even a 5 or a 10 mil and try these out because they're so unique. You may not want a full bottle of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a big investment, so I would intend to split it out first and try that.
Yeah.
So
I would also say too, like with bang for buck, I think one thing I judge it on, like I said, is does it smell as rich as what they're asking for? Because there are some niche fragrances out there. Like I think of Tom Ford has one. I think it's Neroli Portofino, or maybe it's Azure Lime. But it's one of those two where people say it's so boring, and it's just a fresh smell. It doesn't make any sense or whatever. There are a million fresh scents out there.
Right.
It's that it doesn't leap.
Yeah.
It's not unique.
It needs to accomplish something at a much cheaper price can't do.
Yeah. This totally does that.
Yeah.
So
you're totally right.
Yeah, but totally get it on a split. I don't think I have to ask, but what is your final rating?
This is going to be a 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else to compare this to other than Dirty English on a much lesser level.
Yeah.
It is high quality. It is unique. It is superbly blended.
Yeah.
Other than niche price, I can't say anything negative about it. I love this. It's a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Masterpiece.
I would say this is probably a 1. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to believe that for a second. Dude.
No, totally. This is a 5. 5
Thank you, 5!
Yeah. So this makes our second perfect score. The first one being pure malt with Steve-O.
Okay.
And so this is our second perfect score, 5 out of 5s for both of us.
Wow, big day.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's totally worth it. It's a masterpiece, and I think this is necessary in any collection just because of how unique it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's it. YouTube, rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching again. We'll see you next week with another review. We're the Fragrance Brothers. See you later.
See ya.